Hey yo, welcome back to the Bear Down Meats channel, guys. And today's video we are going to be diving into what is college football ultimate team. So if you don't know what ultimate team is, there will be one in college football. Now there is something very similar in Madden Ultimate Team, obviously same company, that we have actually currently at our hands. If you don't already know, in this video what we're going to be doing is simply going over everything you need to know about how college football ultimate team will work. Now I am in Madden Ultimate Team 24. I'm obviously going to be using this as a template instead of reading to you verbatim from the blog post, because first of all, you can read yourself. Two, that will be boring. So we are going to go ahead and deep dive into what this college football ultimate team is. And of course, I'll just be using Madden here as a visual for you if you want to kind of, get a little bit of extra eyes on what I'm actually saying here. So essentially, college football ultimate team is going to be a card collecting mode where you have a team that you basically make your own. You progress. Overalls will start at a certain level and they will progress up, and you will be able to pick and choose the players that you want to be on your team, and you will build your team throughout the year and play in various game modes. It's actually a very fun mode. I do a few myself. But essentially what we're going to be looking at here is, obviously in Madden there's a bunch of NFL players. Well, in college football, of course, there are going to be, you guessed it, college football players. Now there is mention that there will be, as well as those college players, there are going to be NFL players, because EA was able to get the access to the NFLPA that they obviously do in Madden. So you will be seeing the likes of Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Adams, who knows, CJ Stroud. It could be anybody that they actually deem to drop in content drop. So that is pretty interesting. You will have all of those players to select from, of course, as they drop, and of course you'll build your team. So let's just kind of talk about some of the things that you will go ahead and do. The first thing here is challenges. Okay, there will be challenges available. Now these come in all different types of shapes and sizes and types and feels. Okay, there obviously will be branded for particular themes, and usually these are pretty simple. It's things that are like you see here, pass for 35 plus yards to drive, and the game will end after. Sometimes they have you to win the game, but it's not many times. These are usually pretty fast. They go by pretty quick, but we will have challenges that you can complete. Now these of course will get you different things. If you look through some rewards here, you see we have coins, you see we have packs, different things like that to help you build your team. So of course there are going to be challenges in college football ultimate team, just like there is with Madden Ultimate Team. Now of course there are also going to be some challenges specific to playbooks that they actually talked about. Okay, because there's so many playbooks in college football, of course there's so many schools they have to account for. There's going to be some things in there that kind of help you get used to scheme, which we will talk about a little bit more later on. But just know that there's going to be challenges like this. Okay, the second thing that we're actually going to go into is going to be the auction house. Okay, so thankfully there is an auction house inside of NCAA Ultimate Team, which literally I'm not going to spend too much time on this. If you know anything about any Ultimate Team mode, this just gives you the access to go ahead and filter out to get players that you want. This obviously will update as cards release. It gives you access. This is how you basically build your team. It's also a very good source to earn coin based on different market techniques that you could take advantage of. So the auction house will be in the mode. Okay, now let's go over into the team building aspect, which is the next portion of the blog. The team building portion of it, again, will make up of your college athletes and your former college athletes. Okay, various overalls as the season goes, of course, but let's just go ahead and talk about what they go into next, which is talking about chemistries. Okay, so each player is going to receive specific chemistries, and this is what we're talking about specifically here. Okay, they will be assigned, well, I will rephrase this. They won't be assigned to a team, because there is information that in college football, all players are going to receive all team chems. Okay, so as of now, EA is stating that you can basically take any player that drops, have that player on your team, and assign them to whatever school you want. Now, I personally don't like that specific thing. As you can see here, I made a 52 out of 50 bear squad. Of course, I have other players that are not bears, but a lot of my players are bears. But with this system, it seems like you'll be able to make a Michigan themed team and not have one player who's ever played for Michigan. So that is what it is. We'll see how it is. Now, the second part of chemistries that you actually need to know about will come in the form of what this card shows. Every card will have a scheme fit. Okay, so the scheme, there's a few different scheme fits, offensively and defensively. As you can see here, my Bears one is just saying pass pro and balance. They didn't have these in Madden this year, but in college football, there's going to be a number of schemes that each player is assigned to. So the more players that you put on your team that fit that specific scheme will make your scheme work better. Obviously, there's going to raise it, probably specific attributes and things like that to help your players become better. So this is going to be a very, very essential portion into building your team in College Ultimate Team. All right, moving on. Of course, you're going to be able to customize all of this stuff as well. You're going to be able to pick, your team uniforms, how you kind of want them to look. Obviously, you're going to be able to pick offensive and defensive playbooks as well. That basically just customizes your team exactly how you want it to go. Now, let's talk about player items a little bit more in detail because we have Patrick Mahomes here, okay? Every player will be getting special abilities that they can actually add to them. So as we see here, you see the little purple 2 that's up at the top, that's called training. That's going to be in college football. Okay, you are going to use training to give your players specific type of not animations, but abilities, which is basically skills. Okay, so not all players come with all skills. Skills obviously vary depending upon position and the players that are dropping, especially in the early games. Pocket passers will get, better pocket passing abilities, whereas scrambling quarterbacks may get, better scrambling abilities, obviously. But yeah, so that is how player items essentially will work as well. Now, of course, in Ultimate Team, there are going to be content drops. There are going to be different programs and things that will drop that fits that specific theme. And essentially, that's just going to be the name of these content drops. These are all specific programs, and they can range from, releasing over several weeks to just being a one-time drop. So you will have programs that release specific type of players as well. Now, the next thing that we're actually going to talk about is field passes. Okay, field passes are confirmed to be in College Ultimate Team, and I'm going to let you go ahead and see exactly how a field pass works. So essentially what a field pass is that when a specific content drop happens, there's going to be a string of rewards that attach to it. So I'm just going to go back here. So this right here, as you can see, is the season 7 field pass, rookie premiere, and different things of that nature. Okay, now as you go into those field passes, there's going to be objectives that give different types of amounts of XP towards that field pass, and as you go through those field passes, you will get different rewards, obviously ending and culminating in one specific reward that they will put at the end. So there's going to be field passes for of course those specific promos that do drop, and then there should be an overarching field pass, as you can see in this season 7 field pass right here. And then of course, if they do it just like Madden, there may be a separate called a competitive field pass, where also you get additional rewards for essentially playing the game in specific modes. EA also did confirm that there is going to be sets as well. Now, what sets completely and literally are is just taking things in your binder and trading them in for different things. As you can see, you can trade in specific things to get a 99 draft pack here. You can get a 96 division dynasty pack here, and you can even get specific players as well if you exchange so many things. So just kind of a look at how that is. Exchanging 2 96-97 overall players and 3 96 NFC East division dynasty will get you the CD Lamb. So something similar like that is coming to college football as well. Now, kind of diving into the last thing of what we're going to be talking about today to wrap this up is our modes and kind of what they look like. So solo battles are expected to return. These are just specifically games against someone else's created team. You can play them on whatever level you is, and it's just a normal game. They go for battle points. And usually there's some type of reward that goes into it. Okay. Head-to-head seasons, of course, is going to return. This is, again, just playing against people online. They vary in different ways that they do it. This is I think like a 6-game regular or a 5-game regular season with 2 games in the playoffs and a Super Bowl. That is the way that these work. This is squads as well, of course, that will return where you can play with friends. So these 3 will work in the same way, and these are all in college football as well. Okay, there is going to be a champions type mode as well that goes throughout the week. And essentially what this is going to be playing for is a entry into what's called the gauntlet. Okay, now the gauntlet is going to be the new basically competitive online head-to-head mode. Okay, what happens is that you're trying to get 10 wins and not get 2 losses. Okay, because if you take 2 losses, that is going to end. All right, now I think it was if you win 16 games throughout the week in the champs mode, you can get a free entry into the gauntlet. But if you do not, you still can get into the gauntlet. It's just going to be a coin entry fee, of course. So that is what it is. So you obviously want to try to, if you want to try to do the gauntlet as many times, you want to try to get in as many free times as possible. But if you have coins, I wouldn't sweat it too much. You can still play that gauntlet. But the gauntlet obviously is going to be the most competitive mode, of course, leading to coins, different packs, different players, just depending on what EA decides to drop at that time. Another mode that is going to be coming back and returning is going to be the house rules. Now, the house rules is an online head-to-head event. It is with specific types of rules. So as you can see, there's 3 up here. And if we just look at one of these, it says X factors are always on. The game starts in the 3rd quarter and tug of rules apply. So these will drop with specific types of, types of restrictions and limitations that you have. These are actually pretty fun. And the games more than likely are shorter than actual typical online head-to-head games. All right, well, in a nutshell, that is all of the details that EA Sports did give us on College Ultimate Team. Like I said, I was just using Madden here as kind of a visual so you all can kind of see it while I speak through it. But that is all that we know so far about College Ultimate Team. Of course, there could be more involved, but as of now, this is what we do know about the mode. So hopefully this information kind of helps someone out. If you do enjoy this type of content, again, always go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification. That way you're notified when we do release a new video. If you don't mind to like the video, it helps us get recommended. You help me. That way I can help you with more videos. So if you don't mind, drop a like, as it does help us grow the channel. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you 2000%. But that is all for this one. Hopefully we are able to see you in the next one. And until then, we're out.